everyone, it's Anya here at ourgabledhome.com and welcome today in my kitchen. I want to talk about grain mills and how you can grind your own flour at home. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I love baking my own bread. I bake a coarser, denser, darker European style sourdough bread, and I also bake a lighter artisan style sourdough bread. I bake a few times a week, and while the artisan style sourdough bread I make with some ratio of white flour, and white flour stores really well, the same is not true for darker flour, whole grain flour. And what I have learned is that it's pretty amazing what you learn when you start to do a little bit of your own research, is that when you buy whole grain products in the store, commercial whole grain products, often what they do is they grind the grains and then they separate the germ and the bran from the endosperm, which is your flour, the starches, and they only put back the bran but not the endosperm. Now the endosperm has oils in it and a lot of other really healthy ingredients, so you actually want that. You want the whole grain, not just what somebody decided should be in your whole grain flour. And so when you buy whole grain products in the store, you cannot be certain that actually the entire grain is in your product. And that's another reason why it's a good idea to bake at home if you want whole grain products. Now, for years, I have been using this KitchenAid grain mill attachment, and I used to really love it for a few reasons. I'm going to unscrew this here. You take this cover off, you put that on, and then it always takes a little bit to get it right in that notch here. It's something that, okay. And you screw that back in to make sure it sits on tight. And here's your hopper. You fill the grain in here. Here's your dial to adjust how fine or coarse you want your grain. And what you may be able to see right away is that while it sits on here, and I always love the fact that I don't have a separate appliance in my kitchen that only has one purpose, which is the reason why I love attachments, because I get to keep my trusty old KitchenAid stand mixer and then just add on whatever I need it for. And so this is why I've been loving this grain mill attachment, because it makes a multi-purpose appliance out of this KitchenAid. However, the flour comes out in front of the bowl. So now what you need to do is you need to undo the bowl and put it right here. So for the longest time, I've had this attachment. Even if you want to buy it these days, it would look a little bit different. And I'm not quite certain what else has changed other than the look, but this one may be 17 years old, could be a little bit older. In and of itself, it actually works fine. However, I have recently switched to another grain mill attachment that I want to show you that I'm pretty excited about. And then I'll talk a little bit more about the differences and what led to my decision here. And that is a Mockmill. Now, this is not in any way, shape, or form sponsored by Mockmill. This is just my own opinion and my own excitement here. The concept is the same. You attach it to your stand mixer, and it comes with its own little screw that's a little bit longer, and you tighten that up, always making sure that you do that. I have actually had grain mills fly around in my kitchen, grains flying all over the place, and an hour or so of vacuuming afterwards. This goes back in here. And now we need to find the hopper that sits right on here. You could also have it the other way around. This is a little bit more efficient. And then it has this little chute where your flour comes out. Now I have here 2 bowls of 1/2 cup of whole wheat that I want to grind and show you the difference. We'll put this here in the hopper. Now, of course, with the dial and figuring out exactly how coarse one is and get the same coarseness or fineness of the flour on the other one is a little bit tedious. I don't expect for myself to get the exact comparison, but I will be talking a little bit about the differences. Now we'll make sure that this is turned on. There's a few settings here, and we'll turn this on the lowest one. And right now I have a coarser setting because this is the kind of flour that I like for my darker European style whole grain bread. Now, if you want to go a little bit finer, you can go to the finest dial here and even beyond it. So you can go all the way down. Obviously that slows down your machine as it makes the flour a lot finer. And so that's just a personal preference, what you decide to do. So we'll let that finish and then we'll talk a little bit more here. I can also speed it up by going to a higher speed. Now I have to say one thing, if you have never smelled the smell of freshly ground whole wheat flour, you're going to be in for a treat. This is something that I always love. So I'm going to clean out the chute a little bit so I don't get flour all over my table here. Take the hopper off. Take that attachment off. Well, that sits in tight. So we'll look at the flour here. That is a very fine grind. Now I do have to say that the flour is warmer because I had it on a higher setting, on a higher speed. If you wanted your flour to stay cooler, you would have to use a lower speed, which makes the grinding stones turn a little slower. They don't heat up so much or warm up so much, but it will also take a little bit longer. Now we're gonna put this flour in here and do the same with the KitchenAid grain mill attachment. We'll put this on. Tighten the screw and add the 1/2 cup of the wheat. So the noise level, I would say, is just about the same. I have this on a very coarse grind, and just like with the other mill, I will turn it to a finer setting. It will actually already slow this down quite a bit, but just like with the Mockmill, I will turn this to a higher setting. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. I have never blown out my KitchenAid, but I was hearing a change in sound, but I decided to turn it off, even though there's a few more grains in here that haven't been ground. Now, the flour here is, and I'm gonna just put it in this bowl so we can compare it. So as you can see, This is the KitchenAid grain mill attachment, and this is the Mockmill. This is a lot coarser still. This is a lot finer flour, and the flour is a lot warmer. Now, the reason I decided to get the Mockmill, even though I don't like to take something that works perfectly fine and get rid of it and replace it if I don't have to, is because when I was only grinding grains for my darker, denser, whole wheat, European style bread, I was actually pretty happy with the machine. But then one day I decided to grind a lot of really fine ground flour, and I was shocked at how hot the flour came out. It was almost like it was cooked. And you don't want to add too much heat to any flour while you're grinding it, certainly, because whole grain flour is actually, it can go rancid really quick. And if you grind it, you want to store it in the refrigerator for a day or two, or then in the freezer. You don't want to let it sit out because the oils from the germ will get really quickly, they will become rancid. Now, I did a little bit of research and I came across the Mockmill, and remember, this is not a sponsored post. I'm just excited to share something with you that I find works really well. And this will still warm up your flour a little bit, but not quite so much as the KitchenAid grain mill attachment. And I'm maybe a little bit partial because, as you may know, I'm German, and this is a made in Germany product, and that is usually a good sign. In terms of price, this one is about $150. The Mockmill is just about $200. And if you're watching this video shortly after I publish it, which is in end of July of 2020, you may not be able to find either one. Everybody is baking bread these days, and that's a great thing. And everybody is grinding flour at home, which is another really good thing. So there is a shortage of these machines. I believe that there are some vendors that have the Mockmill on back order. I am not quite sure about the newer version, the newer model of the KitchenAid grain mill attachment, but it's definitely worth checking back with different vendors. I will leave some links below in the description box for you to find those. That was just my quick rundown on KitchenAid flour mill attachments. If you don't have either one, or you don't own a KitchenAid, there is another way to grind grains, and that is using a high-speed blender. I have done that, and it actually works somewhat well. I don't recommend it for larger quantities. If it's just about a cup or so, you can do it. I have also found that while it grinds the flours pretty well, it also heats them up quite a bit. So I would say, in a pinch, if you have a high-speed blender and you don't want to invest in a flour mill such as this, or a standalone machine that is only a flour mill, you can use your high-speed blender such as a Vitamix or Blendtec. But if you're serious about baking lots of breads at home or using whole grain flours for other purposes, I do recommend that you invest in a dedicated grain mill. However, the Mockmill also comes in a standalone, so if you don't have a KitchenAid, you can check that out and get your way on grinding flours. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here on my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I publish a new video every week. Thank you so much for watching here and joining me in my kitchen. See you next time.